It's 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV. I'm Derek Gilbert with the 5 things you need to know for this Friday, September 20th, 2024. It's our Friday 5, the 5 big stories of the week. And of course, item number 5 this week, the Mossad strikes back. After 8,500 missiles and explosive-laden drones launched by Hezbollah into Israel over the last 11 months, this week the Mossad targeted Hezbollah terrorists with exploding pagers, exploding walkie-talkies, and as of this recording on Thursday morning, possibly even other electronic devices like laptops exploding. As of this recording Thursday morning, Lebanese Health Ministry confirms 37 dead, more than 3,000 injured across the country. Another shoe will drop, no doubt. Israel is closer to open war in Lebanon than it's been at any time since the beginning of this war last October 7th. And in fact, as of this recording, there are reports from Israel that IDF Chief of Staff Herzi Halevi has approved plans for a military operation in southern Lebanon, followed by a wave of airstrikes that launched 15 minutes before Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah was scheduled to give a speech. So this may turn kinetic over the weekend. If it does, we will have updates, and you can find them at our YouTube channel at 5 in 10. You can also catch it on the Skywatch TV app, and we will send notifications to the app if we do post something through the weekend, or the Skywatch TV channels on Roku or Apple TV. Again, this is a situation that is developing. We're not set up to do breaking news, but again, if something happens, we will comment on it through the weekend. Topic number 4, Gaza. We learned this week that Hamas has basically kept itself afloat financially by stealing and reselling humanitarian aid. Food aid being sent to keep the people of Gaza from starving, Hamas has been commandeering it and reselling it. And according to a report by Channel 12 in Israel last week, they've earned something like $500 million doing so. $500 million. This is a lifeline for Hamas because Israel cut off its smuggling channels through the Rafah crossing on the border between Gaza and Egypt. So Hamas is making up for it by commandeering the trucks that come in and then reselling the aid to people who need it. According to Channel 12, this has helped them finance adding 3,000 new terrorists to its payroll in northern Gaza since the beginning of the war. Now, this has been known since May, according to Channel 12. The Israeli government knows that Hamas is doing this, but Israel is so concerned about public perception that if they were to cut off the humanitarian aid, the whole world would come against Israel and say, okay, this is it. We're just going to have to stop you. So they'd rather allow the aid into Gaza and let Hamas finance its terror operations against IDF soldiers and flinging rockets into Israel because of public perception in the rest of the world. This is the situation Israel is in. And by the way, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia says the Saudis will not recognize Israel without the creation of an independent Palestinian state. Just made that announcement on Wednesday this week. So much for that then. Normalization of relations between the Saudis and Israel, at least according to his public statement. What he's saying behind the scenes may differ, but for public consumption, that's where the situation is as regards the Abraham Accords. Topic number 3, Haitian migrants. We learned this week that one of the stranger stories to come out of the debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, Haitians eating pets in Springfield, Ohio, is not the real story there. Former Wall Street Journal reporter Asra Nomani published a shocking report that shows that the real issue there with the Haitians is that they're being trafficked as cheap labor. According to Nomani, since 2019, a company called First Diversity Staffing Group is shuttling Haitian migrants from Florida to Ohio in unmarked white vans where they're being dumped on the streets, and then First Diversity is basically representing them to local factories where they're getting jobs working for $12.50 an hour, jobs that presumably American workers would be taking for substantially more per hour. A gentleman called George 10, or referred to as King George by the migrants, is making a lot of money, living a very affluent lifestyle in rural Ohio, financed by the cheap labor provided by the Haitian migrants. And this is not limited to Springfield, Ohio, where a town of 58,000 has been nearly overwhelmed by 20,000 Haitian migrants. Charleroi, Pennsylvania, similar report coming out about Haitians being used as cheap labor by big corporations there as well. The Trump team has almost inadvertently discovered that the federal government and perhaps a shadowy network of non-government organizations is trafficking humans, migrants, being brought into the country through practically open borders to save labor costs for big business. This is the kind of thing that when I was a kid, Democrats accused Republicans of doing. Things have flipped, and as evidence, the Teamsters Union this week announced that it will not endorse a candidate for president for the first time ever because internal polling shows that a majority of the rank and file Teamsters support Donald Trump for president, 58%, compared to just 31% for Kamala Harris. The Democratic Party of my youth is now the Republican Party of today, and the Democratic Party today has just gone flat out insane. Topic number 2, Donald Trump. Strange exchange between Fox News' Peter Doocy and White House spokesperson Karine Jean-Pierre this week after the apparent second attempt on Donald Trump's life. That was at his golf course on this past Sunday. At a press briefing Wednesday, Jean-Pierre said again that Trump is a threat to democracy. Well, Doocy asked why the White House is blaming Trump and J.D. Vance, saying that they need to tone down the rhetoric. They need to lower the temperature of political discourse. And that's what's causing the attempted violence on the former president. He also asked then when the White House might change its language, since referring to Trump as a would-be dictator might be what's motivating people to try to take shots at him. Well, instead of saying, you're right, we'll do our part, we'll tone down the rhetoric, Jean-Pierre said, you shouldn't have asked that question. The very fact that you asked that question, Peter, is dangerous. And then she doubled down, saying that yes, in fact, Donald Trump is a threat to the freedom of 350 million Americans if he gets reelected. Once again, an example of the iron law of liberal projection. They always accuse you of doing what they are doing. Coming up, Nancy Pelosi rewrites history. Or maybe her memory's bad because she's old. That's next on 5 and 10.
We want to make sure you know how you can get your copy of this incredible new work in the Carl Gallup's Ultra collection. When you order this amazing collection from the skywatchtvstore.com, you'll receive the brand new book, Eyes to See, Is Our World Ready for the Coming Visitation by the legendary Pastor Carl Gallups, where for the first time ever, you'll discover what the Israel link truly is and the gravitous prophetic significance it holds in the times we're living in right now. You will learn about the real-life supernatural encounter that will open your eyes to see the spiritual realm like never before. Eyes to See will make certain you are spiritually ready for the coming visitation. And it uncovers massive treasures of astonishing insight previously hidden in Scripture and revealed specifically for our day. You'll also receive the amazing books, The Summoning, Preparing for the Coming Days of Noah, and Glimpses of Glory by Pastor Carl Gallups that take you from the Garden of Eden to Jesus' glorious return, and a cosmic collision of biblical truth that explodes to life upon the tapestry of the mind and soul. For a very limited time while supplies last, you'll also receive the Summoning Companion DVD. Join Pastor Carl Gallups for this incredible, exclusive 2-part sermon. From living without fear in the midst of our prophetic age, to the questions surrounding what Jesus is telling his people through the prophecy of the fig tree and the return of Israel. This companion DVD is a must-have. These items hold a retail value of $85. Yours now for your donation of only $40, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. So don't delay. You can scan the QR code on your screen right now using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Carl Gallups Ultra Collection.
Item number 1 today, Nancy Pelosi. Who are you going to believe, her or your lying eyes? That's essentially the question that came up during an exchange this week while she was interviewed by journalist Katia Goba of Semaphore, which is an online news site. Sat down for just an interview and just illustrates one of the most bizarre aspects of what has become the strangest presidential campaign of my lifetime, certainly, if not all of American history, as the media is treating Kamala Harris as though she's a normal candidate for president. I mean, ignoring the fact that nobody voted for her, that she was selected and anointed without receiving a single vote. And somehow we're supposed to just go along with this. And that she and her partner, Tim Walz, her running mate, are openly, they acknowledge that they are avoiding the press. According to Axios this week, they are on track to do the fewest interviews of any presidential ticket in American history. And this is supposed to be normal. In fact, there are those on the left saying, hey, this is a great strategy. Keep her away from the... So while they sat down this week, Kadia Goba asked former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, quote, you had reportedly said that you wanted an open primary if Joe Biden stepped down. Did you change your mind because you saw all the excitement around Kamala Harris? End quote. Pelosi, quote, no, I didn't change my mind. We had an open primary and she won it. Nobody else got in the race because she was politically astute. End quote. I'm sorry, but this is a candidate who didn't receive a single vote when she ran in 2020 because she dropped out of the race in 2020 before the primaries. She was polling worse in her home state of California, which she served as United States Senator and Attorney General. I mean, she was trailing Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. She might have been trailing Beto O'Rourke, I don't remember, but she was in the single digits. And so she dropped out of the race, didn't get a single vote. She didn't get a single vote this time around. When you have a primary, people vote. She didn't run in a primary. She was selected because Democrats boxed themselves in through identity politics. We said we'd pick a woman of color. She's a woman of color. If we don't pick her now, after we said we'd pick a woman of color, our base will rebel. Yeah, exactly. But the media and Nancy Pelosi trying to gaslight us saying, no, that's not what you saw. What you saw is wrong. Don't trust your eyes. Trust us. We'll tell you what that's the definition of gaslighting. It's lying to you, but it's lying to you about something that you plainly saw. You didn't hear footsteps on the upstairs. No, that's your imagination. You didn't see Kamala Harris just appointed without a single vote. That's your imagination. We had an open primary. Or again, maybe Nancy Pelosi is just old and she's misremembering. What do you think? Yeah, I agree. This week on Skywatch TV, Grace loves Carl Gallups. She's a big fan. You can watch Carl Gallups this week on Skywatch TV. Okay, thank you. And as he continues discussing his new book, Eyes to See, it is wonderful, like everything Carl puts out there, jaw-dropping. His analysis, his pattern recognition skills developed as a law enforcement investigator serve him well as a scholar of the Bible. So you can watch the program right now, number 3 of 4 at Skywatch TV. You can, the website that is, skywatchtv.com. You can also catch it right now on our broadcast schedule. That is posted at skywatchtv.com/channels. You catch it over the set-top box, Roku, Apple TV. If you got one of those, make sure Skywatch TV's channel is installed on your set-top box. You can also watch over the internet, youtube.com/@Skywatch Television, rumble.com/Skywatch TV, or through our free mobile app. And we do send out notices when things get posted there. So if you want to make sure you don't miss anything, add our app to your device. iOS, Android, Amazon, Kindle Fire. We've got apps for all of those and links to their app stores at skywatchtv.com/app. 5 in 10 online. We're at YouTube at 5 in 10. Also X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10. And again, if the situation between Israel and Lebanon goes kinetic this weekend, we will have updates and we will push notifications through the Skywatch TV app. Thank you for watching as we keep watch and pray for the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.